Hey guys, this is Non-Lammers of Invoked 101, and today I'm doing a deck profile of my Phantasm Spiral deck. This deck went 3-1 at locals at the Soul Fusion Sneak Peek. I went 3-1, my matchups were Lightsworn, Dinos, True King Dinos, and Dark Goki. I actually ended up losing to Dinosaurs of all things because Conductor Tyranno, because I control the token, my Pacifist didn't work, so I wasn't able to get the token. But yeah, against Dark Goki, I was able to use some of the cards in here to like shut them out. And I will talk about what cards played a bigger role and what cards I thought were going to be bigger, but ended up not being as important. And I'll also talk about a couple cards that I wish I had played, as well as my side deck and what I sided out. So we're gonna set these traps off to the side, drop the spells off to the side, and let's talk real quick about these monsters because there's only so few of them. I only play 9 monsters total, and I only play 3 different monsters. So I play 3 Phantasm Spiral Dragon. I would cut this guy down to 2 if I didn't like playing 3 so much, but sadly I probably am gonna cut him down to 2 in the future. But he is a level 8 water worm, 29/29, huge beater, and much like everything in this deck, can't Widow Anchor him because he's a vanilla, which was the whole reason I played this deck at locals today. Was I was expecting to play Sky Strikers, but didn't end up playing them. So, but yeah, huge monster. Then I'm playing Gene Warped Werewolf. He's a beast warrior with 2,000 attack, normal monster. Another really good card, I saw him a lot. And then lastly, I'm playing 3 Megalo Smasher, 2000 Dinosaur. So the reason I'm playing Werewolf and a Megalo Smasher is because these are the 2 searchable vanillas. So Tenki, Fossil Dig. I don't play Fossil Dig because I don't own any, but I do play Tenki, and that makes him 2100. So it does end up working out. That is it for the monsters. So let's talk about the spells. So this is Pacifist, the Phantasm Spiral City, or the Phantasm City. Is it Phantasm Spiral City? Phantasm City. So what this card does is whenever a normal monster is normal or special summoned to your side of the field, you get to search any Phantasm Spiral card, and then if your opponent activates a card or effect, you get to special summon a token level 8 2000. In the words of one of my opponent, that's a big baby. So very nice card, very cool card. The deck actually doesn't run on it as hard as you think it would. I actually only saw this about 3 or 4 times today and activated it every time I saw it. But it just like, I almost went into game 3 every time, and I only saw it for 4 games. So it ended up not being as important as I thought it was, but you definitely want to play 3. And you gotta play 2 Terraforming to search it. So there's that. Then, for other Phantasm Spiral cards, I do play some of the equips. I play 3 Phantasm Spiral Grip. This is the one that gives your equip monster 500, and then whenever it summons the dragon and re-equips itself, it burns for 1,000. So I ended up cutting this to 2 whenever I would side. I also cut Crash to 2 whenever I would side. This is the one that gives piercing damage, and whenever it inflicts damage and re-equips to and summons the dragon and re-equips to it, you get to swap a monster from attack to defense position. So that's pretty cool. I found that this one was really nice to have to just like use. And then but yeah, I usually sided out 1 copy of each of these when I would side stuff in. And then for the last Phantasm Spiral card, 2 Wave. This is the one that says the first time the monster would be destroyed by battle, it's not. And then at the end of the battle phase, you get to summon the dragon and knock a card out of your opponent's hand. This card was nuts. There was one point where I activated the Effect Veiler Phantasm card, and then had this in hand. My opponent went to slam into one of my monsters, and then I activated the trap card from grave to equip this from hand, and then saved my monster and also got the dragon and knocked out their last card in their hand, which ended up being a, I believe it was a Ghost Ogre, so very good because it would have killed my field spell. But that's it for the Phantasm spell cards. I like running them at these numbers, except for the 3, so I'm probably going to end up cutting the equip spells I run at 3 down to 2. As for auxiliary spells, I'm playing 3 of the most amazing stun card in the deck, and that's Heat Wave. This card, every time I saw it, it won me the game. I saw it a grand total of 3 times throughout the day. So, but yeah, this card is broke. This card is nuts. What it says is that until your activate only at the start of main phase 1. Until your next draw phase, neither player can special or normal effect monsters, so this was able to shut out everything. The dinosaur players did have like 1 copy of Megalo Smasher in the deck, but I had Tenki and or one of the equip spells, so they couldn't get over my stuff, so I ended up being able to kill their normie. Then I'm playing 3 Pot of Duality, not 2. This is just to search more stuff and just put more things in our hand and get a little bit more consistent. 2 Call by the Grave to kill the meta. No hand traps are killing my field spell, and 3 Tenki. Real quick, Call by the Grave. This won me the game against Dark Goki. I had this, and I had the Effect Veiler trap card. Banished, he Twin Twistered me. I activated this to negate them, to kill the Malicious that he discarded, and then whenever he went into Isold, I discarded the Effect Veiler trap card to negate Isold, and that was enough to bring me to game, so there we go. But that is it for the spell cards, so let's talk traps, because the traps are just as important. I'm playing 3 Phantasm Spiral Battle. This card is nutty. This is basically just like a little Ghost Ogre for the deck. When you just target a card your opponent controls and then destroy it, you can activate this from your hand if you control Umi, but to actually activate it, you need only normal monsters on the field. So that kind of sucks, but it's okay because everything in this deck is a normal. And being able to just like drop this card out of your hand to pop anything on anyone's turn is nuts. And then I have 2 of the Effect Veiler one. I definitely want to play 3 of this. There is no way I'm not gonna play 3 of this. I wish I had played 3. So this one, what this does is you target, if all you control is normal monsters, you can target a card an effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects for the rest of the turn, and also it loses 1,000 attack. So that's pretty cool. And then both of them, and then of course if you have Umi on the field, you can activate this from your hand. Both of these have a graveyard effect. This one, you banish it from your graveyard to equip a Phantasm Spiral card from your graveyard or hand to an appropriate normal monster. And this one re-equips, you banish it, and it re-equips all Phantasm Spiral equips to 1 monster. So that's super cool. And that's it for the Phantasm Spiral traps. Next up is Sea Stealth Attack. This card is busted. I saw someone only playing 1 of these in the deck profile. You at least need 2. I am thinking of bumping it to 3 so I see it more, but realistically I didn't need it all that often. But when I did see it, it was nice. It lets your token kill stuff, and it also protects your equip spells and your Umi, and it also can activate Umi from the graveyard if it dies. So that's pretty nice. And lastly, I was playing 2 Champion's Vigilance to negate stuff. This was my Solemn Judgment for the day, and yeah, I actually really like playing it at 2. I don't think 3 would have changed much, but every time I used this, it felt good. Felt good to negate stuff. So let's talk about side deck, because I don't really have an extra. So my side deck was 2 Rage of Kiryushin to lock out of zones. This was to like kill the extra link, but ended up not siding this in at all because it's really bad. Because you need Umi and level 8s on the board to activate it, or level 5 and higher waters to activate it. 3 Lost Wind. I usually sided in 2 copies of this. This was a really cool card. I liked playing it. I would not recommend not playing it, but I always put this on my side deck. Another card that I played was 3 Evenly Matched. This was another trap card you can activate out of your hand, so I felt that it fit the Phantasm Spiral theme like perfectly. Yeah, never resolved this though. I never resolved this. I did resolve this, and I actually got Gumblard. This got knocked out of my hand. I set it back on the field, and then I was able to negate Gumblard the next time that he did it. So, very cool card. Very cool interactions, but that's my little side deck because it doesn't really need too big of a side deck. Anyways, that's my deck. That is the Phantasm Spiral deck. 3-1 at locals. I was excited. I'm not gonna lie, because I made that video recently that says, that was talking about what Phantasm Spirals need to be meta and how I thought that they could probably perform kind of well in this meta. And to be fair though, I will say that all my opponents were, like, because I go to this locals all the time, they were expecting me to play Cyber Dragons, so they weren't expecting this at all. But I did have a blast playing this deck, and it was really fun to just go to locals and beat Goki with it, beat Nightmare Dark Hero Goki with this deck. But yeah, I had a ton of fun with this. I do wish I played against Sky Striker with it though. But anyways, tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I'm probably gonna update this deck. Oh, speaking of which, a card that I do wish I played was Skill Drain. I wish I played Skill Drain. But anyways, tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.